Hey guys, how are y'all doing? Gonna do a review of a retro movie review for this Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust. And this is a Japanese animated movie that tells the story of a vampire hunter who is half human, half vampire, who has to take down this vampire lord who's kidnapped this woman from the village. And the villagers there give him a task and say, hey, can you do this for us? And he's kind of a hired mercenary. And so he does it and goes on this quest to find her. And it's a really cool film. Combines a lot of elements from other different movies. Like there are parts where it kind of reminds you of like a Clint Eastwood western, especially with the character. It kind of reminds you of Clint's character in those movies. Other times it's similar to stuff like The Mandalorian, where you have this bounty hunter doing jobs, like the first season of Mandalorian, where you have Din just doing these bounty hunting missions in the beginning, and you see that with this character. He's just collecting. Uh, there are elements also, if you're familiar with the books, video games, or even the TV series of The Witcher. Uh, the character is very similar to that as well. But what to me is the most striking thing about this movie is the animation. It is jaw dropping. The animation is superb. Um, it just really looks just amazing, and all of it was, I believe, hand drawn. This is from like this movie came out in 1999, I believe, and yeah, the the animation is just superb. Like top notch stuff. Uh, and also like just the design of everything is cool because it takes place in this kind of future world slash fantasy world, but there is like science fiction elements and like steampunk elements because the main character, the vampire hunter D, he runs into some bounty hunters on his journey that are also going after the vampire lord, and they're equipped with like crossbows. Some are equipped with like straight up guns, like but it's there's a blend of science fiction and steampunk, and also because I mentioned before, like the character kind of reminds you of like the old Clint Eastwood movies. There is an element of the western in this because he is just a loner who doesn't have really that many friends except for this weird thing the character has like this weird like talking mouth thing on his hand that talks and helps him out. It's strange, but I love it. I think it's pretty cool because that's the only companion that he has is that, and yeah, it's like this weird talking mouth in his hand that uh, is like the only companion that he has. Uh, and he does like when he meets the other hunters, he befriends one of them because one of them is kind of looks at him as like a good guy, even though he himself doesn't regard himself as that. He kind of is like a nomad. He goes his own way, and also a good thing to mention is that this is also based off of a Japanese manga series. Manga is another word for comic book in Japan, and so this was extremely popular over there. And then they made two films. The first one was in 1984, and this one was the sequel. Uh, I've seen both. I like the 1984 version because you get to see like the old way Japanese animation was depicted, and that's pretty cool. And it's cool. Um, there's elements of this stuff that also remind me of the video game series Castlevania. I believe this franchise came out before Castlevania, so I always wondered like if this had anything to do with the creation of the Castlevania video games from Konami, because I think those games started coming out in '87, and the first one, like the manga series came out earlier, and then the first animated movie was 1984. So I there's elements of that. I mean, yeah, I think this movie kind of brought in a lot of stuff that you see nowadays. You see like, the bounty hunter character that, is the cold silent type. You see that in a lot of media these days, whether it's in, stuff like The Witcher, The Mandalorian, and I can definitely see that this movie, this series in general, this character is very influential in a lot of Western media today. You can kind of see it. But regardless, I would recommend it. Check it out. You can't stream it on anything that I know of. You can like go on to Amazon and like rent or buy it. It's only in this Blu-ray, but I would recommend checking it out, especially if you're a person who loves any type of style of animation, whether it be Eastern or Western. You got to check it out. It's one of the best, and definitely something to add to your movie collection. All right. See you guys. Take care and have a good one. Bye bye.